I don't know what it is about this whole like black pill. You know, apparently there's this black pill Gen Z epidemic. Being black pill, I'm pretty sure is basically having like a nothing can be changed type of thing. Like, oh, I'm born this way, so I can't improve or get better. I'm doomed. It's like a doomer mentality. Like you're doomed from the start, and there's nothing you could do to change it. That's kind of what like being a black pill is, right? You know what I mean? But we got ourselves Gen Z's black pill epidemic, and let's see how bad this shit is getting, bro.
The owner of one of the biggest looks maxing websites just got leaked, and here is what the perpetrator looks like. Now, it's easy to make fun of someone who looks
Okay.
like this, but I have a theory that this sort of behavior is exactly what is leading to the male loneliness epidemic, and I have proof. Let me show you.
Now, I just gotta say, before he goes on any further, that brother in Christ, if you genuinely look like this, bro, you do not need to be complaining about.
I believe he also runs one of the biggest incel websites in the world. Okay, that's not a surprise either.
About women and them not paying you any attention, bro. Like,
yeah.
Literally. And the crazy thing is, like, guys will.
But this is that black pill ideology. He thinks he's doomed from the start, and there's nothing he can do to get better. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I might as well just give up and not try type of mentality. And what one thing y'all gotta understand is just because you're attractive, that doesn't mean that you can keep the girl, right? Keep a relationship. Because at the end of the day, it really comes down to how you are as a person. If you think that you're not good enough for a woman, you're never gonna have her, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You're never gonna, you know what I mean? Like.
Literally look like this and want like a very attractive, fit, like supermodel-esque girl, or not, maybe not even supermodel-esque, but they want her to be fit and attractive, and yeah, you look like this, bro. The energy you want, you have to put out back into
nigga moving like Igor.
The world. That's super simple. Additionally, for the people who say looks don't,
but also at the same time, it's like, I mean, looks don't matter 100% of the time, but I've seen fat niggas pull back girls, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it. It really just comes down to who you are as a person, like how confident just being yourself. You know what I mean? Yes, looking good is a plus, and yeah, it's gonna help you get attention, but it's not going to help you keep the girl long term. Because you could be an attractive guy like me, right? And like still like. Women might not be interested in me because maybe I'm into something they don't like. It's just that simple, bro.
Matter, bro.
Sorry for pausing.
And you're just lying to people. Everything matters in this world, right? Everything.
Yeah, everything matters.
How you look physically matters. Your money matters.
Yeah.
Whether you have
to a degree, yeah.
Or still live with your mom matters.
Yeah.
And the top comment here says making fun of his looks only proves his point. Now I don't know if the person who uploaded this video is gonna make fun of his looks. I don't want to do that. And if you think me pointing out his obvious flaws is making fun of him, then you're just soft. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just stating the obvious. A lot of people are just afraid of the truth nowadays for some reason. I don't know why that is. But again, if you look,
some people just need to learn how to like be honest with themselves. Like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, you're upset because women aren't paying attention to you and shit. But like, there's literally things you can do to have, you know, to look better. You know what I mean? And to be fair, I mean, it looks like, I mean, he doesn't get haircuts. Okay, I was gonna say he gets a haircut, but is it? He don't got bad hair. Like, he could just lose some weight. Like, he's not an ugly guy. You know what I mean? He can easily do things in his day-to-day life to make himself look more attractive if he doesn't like the way that this guy like looks. There's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But motherfuckers will look like this only to get online and complain about how women 24/7, like, bro. Yeah, like these people, they like a lot of these people, they're really insecure, bro. They don't really believe in themselves. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, instead of like looking at themselves and being honest with themselves, they blame the problem on the woman.
Like this, and you have not done anything to improve your life or your body, your physical attributes, then I'm sorry. Whining online about women all day is just pointless, it's futile.
Now, it's easy to make fun of someone who looks like this, but I have a theory that this sort of behavior is exactly what is leading to the male loneliness epidemic, and I have proof. Let me show you. I read a lot of comments on my page, and so many times I'll click on their profile, and it'll be a private account with no photos and an anonymous profile picture. I've been so curious about this phenomenon that I actually asked a couple of them about it, and they all said the same thing. They're too worried what people are going to say if they do post. In high school and college, there was so much pressure to be good looking. There's so much pressure to be jacked and lean. There's so much pressure to be rich that they might as well not even try.
And that's, you see, that's the problem. Guys, people are very nihilistic. Listen, I understand all the daily pressures of compare and contrast. First of all, stop comparing.
Matcha ice cream is insane. What the fuck is this brain rot Gen Z shit on my screen,
your
bro?
life to the lives of people online. Comparison is a thief of joy. Just focus on you and the small improvements you can do every day, whether that's financially,
exactly, bro,
physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever. Your journey is your own. And if you have a very toxic, unhealthy mindset of comparing your life to those online who are, by the way, only showing you the shiny bits of their life, they're going through their own struggles too, behind the scenes in these highly edited videos. Stop comparing your life to the veneer and the facade of people you see online when they may be
I gotta be like this by the time I'm 25.
struggling as well. Secondly, just because someone may look better than you or have more money than you or whatever does not mean that you still can't try. That's just super nihilistic. Life is very relative and very contextual. Sure, there's always going to be someone better than you or lower than you, right? But just because someone may have more or less does not mean that you should compare yourself to them and not try. You're trying to improve your life for you, not for other people. I'm not gonna lie, I think a lot of these defeatist, nihilistic, I don't even want to try type of mentalities is literally why people become incels and isolated, because you just don't want to try, bro. You just give up on life, and that's sad, man.
If they post on Instagram and their photo doesn't get 250 likes or whatever arbitrary number,
who cares? Who cares? You know what I mean?
They feel like a failure and a loser, and they're gonna get made fun of at
Who cares about the views, man? Stop worrying about the views, bro. That shit will naturally come on its own, bro.
school tomorrow.
Who cares?
That is sad, bro. And that is legit mental illness fueled by like online parasocial activities that we need to stomp out in real life.
It is of my belief that social media and these looks maxing people are to blame for this sort of behavior. I am all for self-improvement, don't get me wrong, but it seems like all of this looks maxing stuff is kind of just comparing yourself to others and ranking yourself.
Well, it's gay. I mean, a lot of these like clavicular and like a lot of these look maxing guys, I mean, they love obsessing over what a man should look like because they're gay. So anybody who are comparing yourself to someone like, you know what I mean, clavicular, pretty attractive guy, right? Like, that nigga got issues too, bro. Like, a lot of these, bro, you know what I mean?
On a leaderboard.
Literally, that's what it is, man. And I gotta say, it's weird. The looks maxing online, competing and trying to look better than the next guy community. It's just, they have valid points for like basic stuff like hygiene and skincare and all that shit. But then when you get into
it's just extreme. It's extreme.
The deep nooks and crannies of the entire ecosystem. It's just, bro, people just become way too obsessed with their looks. And it's like, it's making so many people have body dysmorphia and genuinely unhappy because they're never satisfied. Take, for example, there's one of the leaders of the looks maxing community by the name of Androgenic, one of these guys. And this girl confronted him like a few nights ago talking about his looks and calling him, ugly or whatever, right? She was being rude. But here was his response, bro. He's not bad looking, but it's just like,
yeah, he's not.
Like, the way he responded shows how much insecurity is rampant in people.
And that's the problem right there. You can be attractive, right? Like me, right? I think I'm an attractive guy. But if you're insecure, bro, like, you still got to figure out, like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, you can't just define yourself by the way that you look. You got to, you know what I mean? It's also about your personality and who you are as a person, right? You know what I mean? That also, working on who you are as a person is also important too, bruh.
People like this.
You're ugly! What the hell? You're ugly! You're fucking low back. You look at your fucking mid-face. You're fucking ugly as
Yeah.
That's really disgusting. I'm serious.
You're fucking disgusting. Yeah. The best way he could have reacted to that situation is to stay calm and be like, okay, and? Like, that's all you gotta do. Okay, and? You think I'm ugly? And? I don't. It's just that, bro. You know what I mean? Be confident. It's okay to be confident in yourself. Now, don't be full of yourself and like this guy. And that's the problem. Like, you could become so full of yourself where you can come off extremely insecure. Well, that guy is just insecure. But, like, you can come off insecure. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, bro, as a man, man, a little girl like this, you know, in size, right? Not age. She should not be able to ever get you off your rocks like this.
Exactly,
she should not emotionally trouble you to the point to where you look so flustered, you can't speak, you're stumbling. She's laughing at you, you're pointing down at her, and you're just like, you're clearly
you're doing the same thing that she's doing. You're projecting.
Guys, take a more relaxed approach to life. When people say disrespectful things to me or rude things to me, mostly online, because I don't get that energy in real life. Online, I don't.
I've gotten that energy in person, and trust me, all you got to say is, okay, and I don't care what you think. Knowing who you are as a person, being fully secure with yourself, you know what I mean? I've dealt with shit like this in real life. The best, just don't let, like, people will make fun of you. People will try to make you feel sorry for the way that you look. People will shame you for the things that you want in your life, the things that you're going after, bro. The best way to react is to not care, bro, how people feel about you, bro. You know? You think that someone like that guy wouldn't be so insecure about the person who he is, despite him being attractive? You know what I mean? Like, but like he still is, and it just like I said in the beginning of the video, looks is not everything. If that was the case, well, I'd have 50 women on my cock right now and recording this video. You know, that's not how the world works. You know what I mean? Right?
Bro, either I lean into it, I laugh, I troll back, or I just ignore it because it doesn't mean anything to me. And in real life, bro, I don't even associate with people like that. It's just like, yo, things aren't that serious. You're trying to rage bait, you're trying to troll. I understand that. And like, you're not gonna accomplish the goal, your goal of trying.
And a lot of people who are trying to get in your emotions like that, like, they're insecure with themselves. Like I said, I've dealt with this shit, you know. People, you know, will make fun of you and try to shame you for wanting to do something, you know. And a lot of the time, and I've dealt with situations like that, and a lot of times they'll cry when they can't get you emotional. They're the ones that end up crying. And I don't antagonize, I'm gonna tease them. I know who, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, I just don't, you know what I mean? Like, who cares?
To make me bothered by calling me ugly, because I'm a very unbothered individual. I couldn't give a fuck less. But when you have a guy like this, androgenic, he's like in the same field as clavicular and all them, who are so obsessed with their looks, and he got surgery. Let me show you.
What? Oh. Fuck. Okay, so this guy used to be an incel. Okay.
So yeah, this was him.
Which is fine.
Right.
I mean, he got older, he started working on himself, probably took a few steroids and some minoxidil pills, you know, finasteride, but okay.
He was younger, right? Skinny, you know, whatever. And then eventually he got into the looks maxing community. He started, you know, taking like steroids, peptides. He got, I think, double jaw surgery. He probably started
double jaw surgery,
injecting testosterone as well. And he started molding and shifting himself into a very weird looking individual. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I guess technically his looks have improved, but his head just looks crazy now. Like, he does not look real to me. He looks very uncanny. When you have guys like this, my point is, who are so obsessed with their looks to the point to where they completely change like everything about their physical appearance, they're gonna be attached to everything that has to do with their physicality to the point to where
he's gonna look like shit in like the next few years, bro.
Any critique or pointing out of
oh my god, that's disgusting.
That has to do with their physicality.
I'm not saying this guy's ugly. Hold on.
To where any critique or
bro, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this, bro? And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, you're jealous. I mean, I don't gotta do steroids to look good and all that, but you know, but like, god damn, bro. He reminds me of the nigga from like JoJo Bizarre Adventures. I've never watched the anime, but if y'all know who I'm talking about, you know what I mean? I don't know the guy's name. Like, he just looks like one of them characters, bro.
Pointing out of a flaw,
I don't know,
can send them over the edge. Say that they're ugly, or you're not their preference, or you're not their cup of tea. They will have erratic emotional outbursts that are borderline.
They worked on the external, but they didn't work on the internal.
Unhinged. Actually, completely unhinged. And true confidence, in my opinion, no matter how good you look on the outside, has to really come from within. Like, again.
Yes.
You're fucking lower tape back. You look at your fucking mid face.
You're fucking look at those cheeks. I mean, like, you know how Clavicular looks at someone who's like, look at your lobotomy chin, and he starts saying all these like crazy fucking words like you're nostrilius. Like, that's what this motherfucker is doing, bro. Like, and then she's looking at the camera laughing because she got in your skin, bro.
You look absolutely.
They're still laughing.
Like, he starts talking about her mid-phase, bro, and she doesn't care at all, bro. Guys,
exactly, bro.
This guy reeks of insecurity, man. And if this is you, man, despite getting all these surgeries and injecting steroids and peptides, then you clearly have a lot of healing you still need to do.
People are too scared to put themselves out there because they are too worried what others are going to say. And I'm out here just trying to do my small part in fixing this. Like, look at this. I got a fat ass cold sore on my lip. I don't give a fuck, bro. I am still filming. My value does not come from my
I didn't even notice it until he pointed it out.
external appearance. It comes from who I am deep down inside.
So basically, that guy pointed out,
bro, I get acne sometimes, bro. Bro, I haven't gotten a haircut in over a month. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, you know. Right? Like, you know, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I work out, but like, there's times where I might miss a day. You know, it's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm consistent still. Like, it's just, I'm not obsessed over it, you know?
about the fact that,
And the harder you try, the like, it's only gonna make it worse, right? Long term. You know, just take it one step at a time, man.
and this is what I truly believe. Your value as a human being, outside whatever the fuck social constructs humans have created for themselves, I believe comes from your intrinsic, intangible values from within. Perseverance, the willing to get knocked down and get the fuck back up, the ability to be a leader, to strive in the face of adversity, to keep going in the darkness, to reach the light. I know it sounds
corny as fuck, but it's just literally true.
Easy, it sounds cliche, it sounds generic, but yeah, man, that's my mindset. We only have one life. Sure, take care of your body, your mind, your soul. Clearly, the leader of the looks maxing community, this guy right here, is not doing it, right? He's a part of the looks maxing community, as well as this guy right here,
who does meth, by the way.
In the same community. He might look good on the outside, but on the inside, I can tell he's a very unhealthy individual. I've made multiple videos,
very
about this guy,
unstable
2 to 3 videos already about this guy. Very toxic mindset, genuinely. And then, you know, we have people.
I mean, he makes Nick Fuentes look innocent, like literally. I'm not joking.
In the comment section saying making fun of his looks only proves his point. I don't know who's making. This guy didn't make fun of his looks, nor did I. But again, this is just projection of insecurity. Nobody's making fun of him. If anything, people are pointing out the hypocrisy, the irony. You complain about women and you're black pilled, and you complain about all these
Whoa. For a second, it sounded crazy.
things, yet you have not even tried, bro. You haven't even tried in life. And then these people create these incel communities, like one of the largest involuntary celibate communities, right? And
involuntary celibate. So you're not volunteering to be celibate. Which is fine if you, bro. Which is fine, bro. Who cares, bro? But it's like, the fact that you make this your entire identity is the problem itself. Stop making this your fucking identity. Stop making this your whole life. This incel shit, bro. I don't even think about being an incel because I know I'm not an incel. Even if you're a virgin, you're not an incel, bro. Do not, like, think you have to join a community like this because you haven't had sex yet. Like, you know, the girl, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
technically, being an incel or involuntarily celibate means you literally can't get physical intimacy with anyone, regardless how much you try. But obviously, the meaning has shifted, has changed, and it's taken on a whole other meaning like a list of attributes or personality characteristics.
What the fuck is, like, what is this cult shit on my fucking screen?
Characteristics or physical attributes that people may use the word incel to slander you with. I don't personally agree with that, because words mean things to me, but I understand linguistics and the evolution of language over time. But I just gotta say, if you are in the incel community, the looks maxing community, and you're a black pill, and you have not even tried to personally improve your life, regardless of what other people think, you're not eating organic, you're not exercising at least 3.
Bro, to everybody out there watching, bro, you know, everything just takes time, bro. It's just a part of the journey. It's part of the process. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to have times where, you know what I mean? But that does not mean you have to take these shortcuts to get to where you want to be at. You know, take it one step at a time, bro. You know what I mean? Don't force this looks maxing shit into you don't need to looks max, bro. You know, you know what I mean? If you want to improve yourself, just get a good diet and just work out consistently. That's it. You know? Don't obsess over it. And I know it's easy to obsess because maybe you had luck, hard time and shit like that, but life is life, bro. Not everything is going to work out perfectly, bro. And there's things, I mean, despite people might look at me and be like, "Oh, well, Xavier or X, you have an advantage, because you have better genetics and whatever." That might be true, but I still had to grow and become a better person over time. Not saying I was a bad person, but just I had to learn things. I still learn things. I'm still a dumbass little nigga. You know what I mean? Like, do not call me a dumbass little nigga. Don't do that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, don't, like, I have flaws too, I don't have the life that I want to live yet, you know what I mean? But I'm still happy and grateful that I can at least do the things that I love to do. And I understand that things take time. Everything is going to take time. Take your time. Don't rush. I think is the biggest thing. Stop trying so hard to get these women, bruh. Stop trying so hard to seek approval. Just be you and let everything work itself out naturally and just put in the work. That's it. You know what I mean? Don't feel like you don't gotta be an Andrew Tate, right? Neither do you have to be black pilled, right? You can just be you and just say, "Hey, I don't like the way that I look. What can I do to improve myself?" It all starts with being honest with yourself. That's really what's gonna make the change. Being honest with yourself. The problem is that so many people don't learn that. I don't know why. They're, but maybe bad influence, you know what I mean? But, I struggle with things too. There's things that I struggle with that you might not struggle with. You know what I mean? Right? So don't, like, the harder you try, you know what I mean? The harder you try, you feel like you have to try to prove something. You've already lost. Why are you trying to prove people something? Just be you, bro. And if people don't like you and you don't, you know what I mean? And either there's two things you could do. You can either improve or just not associate yourself with people who make fun of you and shit. That there's also just having self-respect. But
4 times a week, you're not reading or trying to gain knowledge about things, then you have nobody else to blame but yourself. And I know people are going to be upset about this video, about me, I guess speaking the truth or stating common sense, which I believe to be common sense. But I mean, hey, a lot of these things that are turning people into incels or femcells, because female incels exist too, it's just legit self-sabotage. These are just
it's
lifestyle choices that you can change. Nobody's forcing you to live like this. I gotta say, even I've seen videos of people literally born disadvantaged at birth with childhood defects.
Everybody has issues, bro. Everybody has their own problems. We all go through the same emotions. I understand life is tough. Life is tough for me too. But we just gotta take it one step at a time. I wouldn't have not gotten this far, you guys, if I had given up. You know what I mean? People already it's just a part of the process, man. Just look at it as that. It's just a part of the process, man. You might not get the results you want quickly, but that's just a part of the process. That's a lesson right there. Take your time. Things take time,
And all these genetic anomalies, they even still try and become sometimes.
Oh yeah, there's niggas who have no limbs that climb Mount Everest. So I mean,
great athletes. They change the world by creating plethora of scientific inventions. They get rich off of perseverance and trying to actually work with people. All I'm saying is, if people with less privilege than you at birth can lead great lives, why can't you? I don't know. I just gotta say, I'm all for self-accountability. I don't like the victimhood Olympics. I don't like blaming people for my failures in life. I take full and 100% responsibility.
Like that looks matching guy from earlier in this video. I bet you he blames all of his problems on women. You know what I mean? Instead of just looking within himself and being like, hey, maybe me being insecure is the problem, But what do y'all think about this? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all agree? You know what I mean? But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, and good night, man. I love y'all, man. Peace.